You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show. News, gossip, celebrity interviews with limited knowledge and accuracy in sports and politics. And now, your host, celebrity publicist, Domenick Nati.
That's right, it's Friday, and it is time for the Domenick Nati Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. It's time for another celebrity guest, and today's is a good one. Today's guest is Brianna Renee from Little Women, LA. Little Women, LA is the show on Lifetime of little women living in LA. You get it? So they are midgets, although we don't say that word. They're little people, and there's a lot of drama. It's like the Housewives, just a little bit smaller. But the drama is even bigger. It's a very popular show on Lifetime. Brianna Renee is a very interesting cast member, and I got a chance to ask her about some of the things in the press that have not been addressed yet. Brianna has an outstanding lawsuit that I got to ask her about, and she is having some marital problems. So I got to ask her about those two hot topics. And it has already been leaked out. You've seen it in the press. Reality T, Wet Paint, Inquisitor, Radar Online wrote a big story about this. And actually, I saw yesterday that Honey Boo Boo posted Radar's story about our interview on her official Facebook page. So shout out to Honey Boo Boo for posting that. And you stay right there, because we will be right back with Brianna Renee of Little Women LA right after this.
This is Mama G. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show.
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Okay, welcome back to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio in Chicago. It is now time for our special guest. I've been telling you about her all program from Little Women LA. Brianna Renee is on the phone with us. Brianna, how are you doing today?
Hi, good. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes. I'm just going to jump into some questions.
Okay.
You revealed this week that you are beginning a new career path in modeling. How did this come about, and why do you think that now is the time?
This came about because I always had it inside me, and then an opportunity came where I ended up with a photo shoot, and I thought, you know what? I love these photos. I'm ready to do this. Now is the time, because I'm not having any more kids, and I feel more empowered than ever. So I thought, you know what? It just kind of all lined up. And the stars aligned, as you can say, and I just said, yep, let's do this now.
Awesome. Now, you said you don't have any more kids. Did you have the surgery, or is that just a decision?
I did.
Okay.
I had the roughest pregnancy with my son, and I thought, you know what? He is my angel, and we are done. It's time for other things.
The road is closed. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah.
I say that the factory is shut down.
Factory shut down. That's right. And now you are specifically doing lingerie modeling that you're interested in. Is it just lingerie that you're going to pursue? And if so, how come?
Well, for the sake of that my dream is to be on a Maxim cover, yes, I want to do lingerie modeling. I don't want to limit myself, but right now I'm going to focus on that because that is my goal, to be on Maxim. And then from there, I don't want to stop. I want to do products, makeup products, things like that, because, obviously I'm not going to walk the runway, but I'm going to, I want to show that, beauty can be empowered in any shape and size. And I've always had this natural stance when I take pictures, and I feel my most confident when I know that photo looks amazing. So, I don't want to limit myself, but right now, yes, lingerie. I bounced back from having my second child, and I feel very confident in how I look.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you look great. I was and there's a great response to the photos that you released this week. So I'm excited to see more.
Yes.
Now, Little Women LA. Do you think that this is the last season for you, or are you gonna continue with the show?
I want to keep going. I mean, I've already been through a battle, personally, physically, and with my friends. It feels like it's constantly back and forth, but I feel like we've been through so much. Why stop now? We've hit a major low at one point where last year I almost lost myself, my own life and my son. And it's like, I bounced back, and my marriage bounced back, and my friendships are, they're always in different places, but right now I feel like they can always be on the mend. So definitely, I mean, if there's a season 7, which I don't see why not, then you'll definitely see me back.
Now, there has been a lot of drama this season with you and Tara.
Yes, there always is.
Yeah, exactly. So a little more, it seems like even more this season. How is your relationship with Tara today?
We are working on it. It is the fact that Tara and I have always been two very strong-headed people, and we are women, and we don't hold our tongues. So it's like, I feel like we're always, when we have a good point, then it's like there's always that low point about to come. But right now, I mean, it's a friendship in progress, and it's that, I don't just bite my tongue and say, okay, well, move on, because our fight the other night was, I was ready. I was ready to be done. So there has to be drastic changes in the way we communicate and things are handled before we could say, yes, we're great, we're friends, as we should be.
Do you see yourself interacting with Tara if whenever the show does wrap? Like, do you think you guys will still be friends after that, or do you think that would be the end of the relationship?
When the show wraps, then I guess we'll figure out where we are. It's like, I always look for the positive. I always look for the bright side of life, and I hate to fight, as you can see. Like, I get, I kind of close down, and because I'm that happy, let's love kind of hippie person, and it's not always the case in this situation. So I really will take it kind of where we are at that time. I don't want to hope for anything bad, but it's kind of like, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and if it does, great.
Gotcha. Okay, we always want to give celebrities a chance to clear up anything that's in the press. A few months ago, it became public that you were being sued by your former manager for an outstanding bill of $20,000. Are these allegations true? And why do you feel like they're attacking you?
Unfortunately, there is some legal situation going on now. Of course, tabloids are always embellished,
Right.
And the fact is that it hasn't been made public is something that gotta have to wonder where the source came from. All I can say is that, you know, I was served a couple of seasons ago on the show, and by my former, let's actually call her the truth, that she's a publicist. So it's you know, there's a legal situation, but you know, it's not to the extent that was portrayed. Let's just say that. And then I can get further details as soon as this is all fixed and cleared up.
Yeah, because it seems weird. Like they never cite anyone's name in the press. They always just say a source, which is, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense when, you know, when you're talking about having an open legal battle. So
exactly. It's, you know, and when it's my only thing to say is when it's not already been made public, like because it's not to that point, then you kind of wonder where the source came from. That's all I can say.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Also in a lot of those press outlets, your husband Matt was accused of being controlling and demanding, which hurt your relationship with those managers. Yeah, I mean, is Matt really to blame for this, or is the press had it wrong?
No. Okay. Matt, you know, Matt has my best interest. Matt loves me and takes care of and protects, you know, me as his wife. So, but no, all that crazy stuff, obviously, like I said, things need to be embellished. But, you know, it's just, it was a clash of personalities, and, you know, it can be, it's a whole lot that we can go over. But basically, it's a lot of embellishments, and, you know, I feel like when you have a loved one, you'll go at any extent to protect them, and if someone doesn't like that, then, you know, they're going to have something to say. So. Gotcha.
Okay, so the accusations of you guys having a rocky marriage and, you know.
Oh, we do. I mean, that we do. I mean, that's on the show, but, and unfortunately, you know, we have had major lows, and then, you know, we try and build back up again, and it takes time. It takes longer than the few months that you've seen us, you know. So, you know, our whole relationship's only been 2.5 years. So there's been a lot that's gone on, and sometimes people take up to, you know, 10 years to really get to that place where they want to be. So marriages always work. Marriage isn't perfect. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. We have had a rocky marriage, but it's not like I don't hold my own, because I sure as hell do.
Yeah. So are you on the verge of divorce, or is that not true?
No, well, you know, it's that part you'll have to kind of watch play out on the show, because there's a lot more to that than just a yes or no answer. There's a lot going on. I'm not saying everything's perfect right now, even. It's definitely, there's a lot of variables in this problem, and you'll see that all unfold on the show. Okay.
And as far as him cheating on you, have you forgiven him for that, or is that part of the reason that it's been so difficult?
That's a work in progress. Like I said, you know, for me, it's not something that I can just go, okay, you know, great, we're great, and then move on like nothing ever happened. And I don't think any woman or man can, you know, when they're in a marriage. So it's just like anyone else out there. It takes time, and that definitely plays an emotional toll on me. So, it's all, you know, a compilation of a lot of things, and that's why it's really hard to put it out there now. But you can definitely, it definitely all unfolds from episodes to come.
Okay, so we'll get to all those answers in future shows.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I have I told the listeners that we were going to be talking to you this week, and they wrote in some questions. I have one. It's a little strange and personal, but I was wondering, should I ask it and see if you want to answer it, or should
I can always say pass. So
okay. It's so this is from Jimmy Lewis from Athens, Georgia, wrote and said, do little women have smaller uteruses, and if so, does that affect your sex life?
What?
It's weird.
Okay, well, one doesn't make the other, but are we talking about uteruses where the babies are, you know, like that's their home? No, you know, for little women of my type of stature, achondroplasia, it's all skeletal. So all the insides, all the, everything. I mean, everything's the same. It's just skeletal. So.
Oh, okay.
So, the babies have just enough room as anyone else to grow. and sex-wise, I don't get that question. I don't get that part of the question.
I think it's saying, like, is it shorter, I guess maybe canal or however. I'm trying to understand.
I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Right.
Let's just say I have no complaints.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well, there you are, Jimmy. I bet you didn't think I was going to ask when I threw it up. So thank you.
Yeah.
So it's just skeletal, really. So you're saying that your organs and everything are the same.
Yes. Oh, yes. I have everything. I mean, and that's the problem with sometimes acons can have breathing issues because we have a smaller chest cavity with the same size lungs. And I can eat like a 6 foot tall man. So I know I have the same size stomach because I can eat more than like my family combined, and they just go, "What the hell? Where do you put it?"
Oh, that's interesting.
We'll never know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad that you cleared that up. Sorry, my listeners are so strange, but
no, it's not the worst question I've got. So don't worry
I'm
about
sure.
it.
I'm sure. Yeah, especially if you're going to be doing maximum in these places, they're gonna. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty intimate interview. I'm sure.
I've had strangers walk up to me and say, "So how do you have sex?" I'm like, "Interesting. What's your name again?" Literally, like strangers. Yeah. Like it was just that they had to ask it. They didn't care. Like there was no personal space in there at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that get old? Like frustrating?
I just said, well, that's no. It's honestly now it's better because our show has put us in the limelight, and it has put us in a great, given a great perspective to the quote unquote average height world out there. And people now, instead of saying, "Oh, are you a midget?" or "Why are you so small?" because I used to get that all my life, and I was like, I might as well write it on a T-shirt. They ask actual questions pertaining to be a woman or a mom or a wife, and and if they're got a little kinky mind, well, that's not going to stop them, whether I'm tall or short. So it's been better.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and now I am a publicist, and I like to give people a chance to plug their social media. So where is the best place for fans to keep up with you?
Yes. Okay. So my Twitter is at LSM_Brianna Renee. That's with one N for Brianna. And my Instagram is at Brianna.Renee. And then I have a Little Women LA fan page. You can just look me up, Brianna Renee, and then it's got to be there. So I keep it simple. I don't do Snapchat or anything like that. I just, that's as much as I have time for.
And that's BriannaRenee is how everything is spelled. So yes, check her out and check her out with her new modeling career and Little Women LA on Wednesday nights.
Tuesday nights.
I'm sorry.
This season. No, that's okay.
That's right. I'm sorry.
You can catch the other Little Women on
I didn't even realize it. Yeah, it is Tuesday nights. I watch it on Wednesday mornings. So Tuesday nights. Perfect. Yes, check her out, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, a joy.
Hi, this is Todd Chrisley, and you're listening to the Domenick Nati Show.
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
And we're back. Domenick Nati Show, Intellectual Radio, iHeartRadio. That was our exclusive interview with Brianna Renee of Little Women LA. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed speaking with her. We did read a listener question from some guy named Jimmy Lewis, I believe it was, in Georgia. That was super weird, but I appreciate her answering that. I think I understand what Jimmy's trying to say. Is her vagina the same size as a regular sized person? And if not, would that affect her sex life? I think he wrote down the wrong. I think he called it her uterus. That wouldn't matter. I think I got it at the end. But as we learned, a little science class today on the Domenick Nati Show, her organs are the same size. It's just her skeleton is half the size, or dwarfed. Not completely half. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, very educational. And thank you, Brianna, for letting us know about the lawsuit and giving us some insight into your marriage. I hope it works out. I always root for the best with marriages. I hope she can work it out. I feel like she was saying it didn't. A lot of the press was also feeling like she was hinting at a divorce. But we will have to stay tuned Tuesday nights on Lifetime to see how that pans out. But tonight on WeTV is episode 4 of Dr. Miami. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but last Friday I thought was the best one ever. And I was texting with him, but he can't text because it's there's Shabbat, right? The Dr. Miami's an Orthodox Jew, and he has to do stuff orthodoxly on Friday nights, so he can't text. And then it was the Passover, so he kept texting me on Easter. I was like, hey, the Gentiles have the day off. No, just joking. Dr. Miami tonight, 10 p.m., WeTV. You have to watch it. This show is actually really good. I love it. And you will love it too. And you know what else is good? The Domenick Nati Show. And we will be back next Friday. We'll see you next week.